Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop, that thing is in the building. The one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. That is, of course, me. I am always surrounded by my family, the squadron, and you. Yes, you. You're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV. And yo, I'd like to welcome the streets back to another episode of Never Say Die to Mixtape. And you probably heard me just say, welcome back to a show you probably have never heard of. But for real, Never Say Die to Mixtape is some of the earliest work I ever did on this channel when it came to producing my own content. Because at the time when I was looking at what I can do with Windows Movie Maker and what I could do and what I could produce, that's when Mugen was humongous, front facing on YouTube at a time when that was stuff that I was looking for, and what was being presented to me. And this is like right before things got, because like YouTube Poops at that juncture had just popped off, but we hadn't yet gotten the Sparta remixes. The Juggernaut bitch existed, but this was before the advent of what is that thing called? The Abridged series that started with Abridged series or whatever. But regardless though, but I want to take y'all back to that time, like 2006, 2007, when I was getting my internet feed. And like I said, I was learning how to work with Windows Movie Maker. I had my cracked version of Fraps and things like that because I wasn't like all you suckers. Because, I wasn't going to sit up here and put stuff on the internet where unbought version of Hypercam, you couldn't get Fraps. Like, I'm recording Bandicam, but Bandicam is like right in the middle of my Mugen fight. And it's just like, I remember one or two fools who tried to get at me and try to talk that nonsense about the content that I'm putting out, but your stuff still got watermarks on it, bro. I'm like, dude, you could at least step up and steal a program. Family, swear to God, like, put the leg work in. But regardless, though, but when I really think about like my growth at that time, man, like experimenting with content and the things that put out, and how in 2007, that's what I was doing in 2019, about how much has changed over the years because of, we don't do trailers around here no more. Something that when I sit up here and think about it now, that we shouldn't have been doing in the first place, and things of that nature. But I really want to dive into my roots of the content that I created, because last year the thing the streets thought would never happened. Ahuron and Archimedes dropped the work, the unfinished version of Car Sagas Wars, the thing of non-existent vaporware, whatever the hell that you saw for years and you watched from the vantage point of, oh my God, when this comes out, I swear to God. But even thinking about like how wow I was by Car Sagas Wars, we need to take a step back for a minute. Because before we really sit down, because one of the things we're going to do in this episode is that we're actually going to watch every Car Sagas Wars trailer. Because I really want to highlight the evolution of the thing that came out last year for everybody to touch. And of course we will be getting our hands on it in a separate video, because I kind of figured this was going to go a little long. But again, I want y'all to take a trip back with me, because there is something that I really want to say and need to highlight about an important part of my growth when it comes to creation and understanding and respecting art and things like that. Because before I was blown away by what Car Sagas Wars was going to do, there was this fellow, may God rest his soul, a man named Ruben Key. Like, I remember the first time I saw Dragon Claw, bruh. My mind was fucking blown. Like, you can do that in Mugen? Like, seriously? Like, Dragon Claw, like, for me, and it's like, and I'm gonna give it the just due, because I'm gonna take it back to 2007 me. 2007 me had a different palette than 2019 me, because 2019 me, from 12 years, we didn't had a lot to eat between then and now, right? Dragon Claw at the time was on levels of Vampire and X-Men to the Atom level of, oh my god, this looks so beautiful when it comes to that 2D space, and knowing that in his creations that he still lived in them, but we lost somebody that could have done a lot of great work. I'm like, and staples in my Mugen roster were his evil Ryu and his evil Ken, which are featured in one of the episodes of Never Say Die the Mixtape. If I'm not mistaken, it was episode 2, the Rivals fight that had, I think, who did I have on my squad? I had Sasuke, Peter Griffin, Evil Ken, and Homer, and Evil Ken. Oh, let me see. It was Sasuke, Peter Griffin, Evil Ken, and Yori. And on the other side was Homer Simpson, Kyo, Naruto, and Evil Ryu. I remember that joint. You know what I'm saying? And like, and again, it's like, I'm because one of the things I did to get hyped for this video, because I wanted to like take myself back to like when there were no rules on YouTube, where yeah, put clips of the Boondocks in your videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, use clips of Robot Chicken in your stuff. Like, yo, you like this song, you just downloaded off whatever website you downloaded it off of. Yo, put that in your intro. Put that in your ending. Like, bringing myself back. I did watch like my return to Never Say Die the Mixtape, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. Like, if you guys go back and decide you want to go watch that old stuff, go watch episode 3 of Never Say Die the Mixtape. Because in that episode, in a completely unrelated thing of a thing I'm planning to do in 2020, there is a character in there who is going to get big, heavy features in 2020. And you can sit up here and find out who it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I remember like having fun like playing Mugen and doing all of that stuff. And like, I remember one of my training stages, I had the intro to go crazy. I had the instrumental to Go Crazy by Jeezy. I'm like, yo, I have my hip hop on. Like, if you go watch Never Say Die the Mixtape Volume 1 with Evil Ken versus Ichigo Kurosaki, get some crunk in your system playing. Like, cause that's where my head was at that time. Like, I did like episode 2 of Never Say Die the Mixtape features Whoop That Trick by DJ from Hustle and Flow. And if we are fully going, like, if I remember everything, Never Say Die the Mixtape, the return joint, is a combination feature that stage and music that goes together, because the stage is the Infinite Zone from Infinite Zone from Rival Schools, and the music is what is that? Digital Dimension from Sonic Riders. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm like, I was combining music and stuff like that. Like, I remember like some other little joints that I had. Like, I had the Rival Schools beat stage, and I had that with Maze Walker from Melty Blood. So like, I could put some stages and songs together. Your boy was putting in this work for real. But like I say, when I really think about like my early stuff, like before I got into, you know, making those dumb videos about Smash and Remembrance of a December Promise and, you know, and what else? And I did the Chad Wharton joint and did all that. But Mugen was an early love of mine because of my love of the fighting game and being like, yo, I can pick this person against this person. And it's great to see, because I'm subscribed to a lot of Mugen producers even now, and that's what I call them, because it's like, to be honest, like, I got back into Mugen like when I was in the hospital, because randomly in my feed while I'm sitting in the hospital was Mugen fights, and I'm just kind of like, people still do this? And it's surprisingly, there's a side of the internet where people still do this, and people getting mad views of, and it's like, and the work that some of these people put in to their production is insane. So shout out to everybody still producing content and still producing characters. It's like, I wanted to do some Mugen stuff this year, and I wanted to, but it just kind of like, well, I didn't. So call this the pop off to me doing Mugen stuff in 21, because there's been a couple of full Mugen games that I've wanted to cover on this channel, but trying to get it to work and do all that stuff is a pain. But I finally was able to figure it out, as you'll soon see, as we will take a look at Card Sagas Wars later on this week, or sooner than that, depending. But again, like I said, I just wanted to just get on the mic before, you know what I'm saying, before we sit up here and watch the evolution of Card Sagas Wars and understand and be like, yo, I just want to give thanks where it's due. I want to sit up here, and I don't want to be like other people. Because one of the things that I have been fighting on this channel of, do I really want to delete that 15-year-old video? Like, that match of Sengoku Basara Cross, like, I know nobody's watching it anymore, but knowing it doesn't exist anywhere else on the internet. And it's like in a lot of that stuff, it's like you got people who sit up here and literally privatize and unlist whole versions of their career to rewrite themselves. And I get that to a degree because the game done changed. When I made Never Say Die, the mixtape, when I sat up here and made all them Smash videos or whatever, when I made the Chad Wharton joint, when I was uploading trailers, like, when I was creating stuff, it was me creating things and enjoying what it was that I done. And when I was uploading trailers and match footage and stuff like that, I was doing it for the right purpose, for the wrong reason. And 2019 me understands that completely, utterly, and totally. We've had this discussion. No reason to have it now. But as a part of understanding that we're talking about growth of a human being. That's me. Like, my content has changed multiple times over the years. And I sit here now, knowing what the numbers say in the midst of all of that. And I kind of wish I'd have paid attention a little bit more. We might be sitting in a different part of town if I did. But we're not. And I'm not going to sit up here and reflect on what isn't. But we going to deal with what is. And we going to give props and pay homage to one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in Car Sagas War. So again, shout out to Hororon and Archimedes for everything that they created. I'm like, they still doing their thing. Like, you can go check out their Twitters and stuff like that. They still creating all of this wonderful and beautiful sprite art that, you know, that makes you really appreciate the beautiful nature of the pixel. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. But I have done enough talking, and I need to grab Maggie here because, we have got some work to put in. I'm gonna bring Lil Sis out because, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, we gonna go on this trip. Like, we started this special episode of Never Say Die, the mixtape, and we gonna end it the right way. So, Lil Sis, the streets need you to illuminate this darkness and show them the light from a history that once was. So please show yourself, darling. Just like that. So, we have got a lot of trailers to get into. A whole bunch of them. Like, I think it's at least 10 of these, and we're gonna go through every trailer that was released officially about this game. And just to sit up here and to really, like, put a bookend on where I came from 12 years ago to where we going in 2020 and more of this whole decade type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, with all of that being said, now activating this special feature, the Never Say Die the mixtape, the watchathon for Car Sagas Wars.exe. Actually, before we hit EDXC, I need to double check something because, you got to double check. Okay, so we good on that. See, you check, you forget to check levels. Let me see, that's a little too high. Now play the video.
Round one, fight.
Like, I remember, like, when I first saw this stuff, like, in late 2007, like, I was, like, amazed, like, how this stuff looked. Like, you really gotta be kidding me. Like, y'all really gonna create a game with this level of sprite work? And it's just, like, to know where we're going to end up, just watching this stuff in motion just puts me in a really happy place, because knowing what we are literally about to get into and knowing that we're going to play some Car Sagas Wars, you know what I'm saying, just so I can put that on wax for 2019 and understanding and knowing that 2020, you know what I'm saying, maybe I could do some more moving stuff, you know what I'm saying, like, but again, just watching it, like, this brings me back to a time, you know what I'm saying, of when life was easy, you know what I'm saying, like, moms was still around, like, I had my little 9 to 5 like Dolly Parton, you know what I'm saying? Had my little money, was making my videos. I'm like, I just remember, like, I don't remember a lot of everything else that was going on at the time, but I just remember I enjoyed just being able to have the internet in my own home without having to go to a library all the time. Like, that was a real big thing for me. Like, when I finally was able to get my own computer and, you know, pay for the internet, because I made some mistakes. And you know, we telling stories. Uncle Triple made some mistakes. And because I made those dumb mistakes, I was told, you're not getting no internet and you're not getting no computer unless you pay for it yourself. So, when I got my little car wash job, I saved up my little money and went and bought me a $300 little computer, had a little burner and all that type of stuff. I'm like, yeah, work in progress. I'm like, oh man. Oh. This is a look at a thing that'll never be on there, with Lion in there. Like, look at all, hold up. You got Lion, Shirley. I'm just trying to highlight who it is, because the thing is, the other thing that we're gonna get into is that there are people working on trying to restore what was achieved and what is already there, in like a revival project, which I think is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to know that these things don't die. Like, that's why I will be for real. That's why things like, what am I trying to, like, that's fighting her brings me joy to know that once what was something that everybody was looking forward to is something that's great now, that it can truly survive. And it's like, it's just one of those things where you just learn that lesson of, you know, be quiet, because there are a lot of things that we don't get, that get C&D'd and stuff because they're rough. But you do what you can, and it's like, again, like this stuff is like really like bringing me back, and it's good to know again, like I say, that this stuff is going to live for a long time, that people are going to get some true enjoyment of it. Like, this stuff look crazy as hell. Like, I remember watching this stuff, dude. Like, I remember that Bowser and that Donkey Kong Frank. Like, I see that Sprite and Salty Pepper. Man, what? Oh, yeah. Look at Bowser, boy. Let me see some real quick. Okay, yeah, I tried to full screen it. Okay, that's drinking in a way that it looks a little better. I can see that. Like, I downloaded this stuff, and like, I had to download this stuff like in 240p and stuff. So it's like, well, you get what you get, I guess. Okay, that's a little better. That does it enough to where they don't look like garbage. Right. Dang. Like I say, I am just in awe just watching this, because like I say, and I'm gonna keep saying, like, this stuff just bring me back to like what is essentially my internet youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, yo, this is YouTube Punky Sparta remix. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Oh yeah, Hugo. Oh, I forgot Hugo was OP in this game, because one of the things that I know is Alice is in the assist character. So there's that. I wonder when you go for that new version, because the only thing that I do know is that the game has been moved into Eichmann, so people are trying to like do what they can with that or whatever. Card Sagas War. Oh yeah, well I ain't making no money on this video with this Japanese dude. Like again, like do you hear like this random Japanese music? That's a no-no in most instances. Because I'm gonna be 100% like this is the age that this video was made in. Like you could do this and it didn't matter. Like this was a time where you could go on YouTube and you could watch 4 episodes of some Naruto. Which is how, like, I knew what was going on with my homie. Like, how you know that about Naruto, man? Yo, YouTube, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, keep it 100. Like, this is literally, like, bringing me back, though. Like, that Wild West, that was YouTube at the time. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that this bright work is a shit. You can't, man. I'm just like... Combo out, some combo stuff. Damn. Boy, Reggie, I'm like, man, I was like, you know what? Speaking on random stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, a lot of people have been talking to Harai, and he's gonna go ask about Project Cross Zone 3. I would love for them to like release Namco on Capcom and Project Cross Zone 1 and 2 on Switch. Cause those would be fun games to hell. That's a familiar Sonic. Nina? Oh man, this game would have been dirty. But it's like, but you understand, like, why ultimately, you know what I'm saying, you know, you can, but it's like, again, like, the age of the fan, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's like when you sit up here and, like, and think about stuff like that, like, I'm glad that, you know, that it's not that hard for you to get a copy of Pokemon Prism or Metroid Other End. Oh, there's a Chocobo. I mean, shout out to my girl Nina, who I thought was gonna be a motherfucking Capcom Infinite. Something else we're going to get into, believe it or not, before the end of the year, because I ain't played Marvel Capcom Infinite at all on this channel since that game came out, and it's not the game. I'll talk. Really. How beautiful. Insane. Like, it's like, I'm sitting up here just looking at these characters and knowing this stuff that I need to play. Like, I'm looking at Randy like, yo, I need to play Cross Range because I downloaded the demo. Was like, yo, I'm gonna play it on the channel, and just didn't do that for whatever reason. But you know me, y'all know me. I do a lot of that. I'm gonna do it, and then I don't do it, which is not what you're supposed to do. But you know, man, it's what it is. Well, this is different from what we ended up getting. So, you know what I'm saying? Just acknowledging that, because I did play like a small bit of it, enough to make sure that I could record footage of it and test them to make sure they work. So I've been watching a lot of footage of people playing it when it came out last year, when it was the thing for like 3 seconds. So you know what I'm saying? I learned a little bit from that, like at least how the game works and things like that. So you know what I'm saying? This should be interesting, like I said, when we get into it later. So, hammer. Yeah, full Xeno Saga. Like, you ain't getting that remaster, son. So, like, I think this is the part where speaking of, since this is close right here, you know what I'm saying? Over here to the stuff that I'm not going to do. Still copy of Xeno Saga 1 and 2. Just put it out there, you know what I'm saying? We have this conversation while I'm missing this X footage. Like, it's not like you're not gonna get a piece of this, bro. But we having a casual combo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a shame about Xeno Saga. Like, y'all know Xeno Saga is like, man, one of those RPGs that, you know, that continue to inspire me to this day to continue to interact with the genre. So, you know, it's sad that, you know, that Europe is never gonna fully get it, and, you know, there are things about the series that are never gonna quite get answered because Pied Piper is stuck on some Japanese dude's phone. Or that because the game didn't sell the way they were supposed to, that, you know, that Xeno Saga 3 is supposed to be a fitting ending for what was supposed to be the game's midway point, not even given the other stories that they had the opportunity to tell that they didn't. But when you think about it, like on the Xeno Saga, I'll say this. Xeno Saga had to die so Xenoblade could live. That's what I believe, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, for as much as, oh no, get this work, son. Boom. Oh no, I thought she was done. She's totally not. I remember that. That's what Arcane. No, I forget what move that is. I know that's in Xeno Saga 1 though. And it's like I was using that move to like level up. What the? Okay, X summon the Chimera armor. Then this is kind of dumb, man. That's really stupid. I don't get that. And then he jumped out of it and it exploded. That's kind of dumb. Okay, I cannot wait to play this because he literally summoned a Chimera armor. Like, that's kind of sick. I can't even deny it. That's sick. Like, And like this is just oozing potential, man. Like it's like knowing that a charged rolling shield. Okay, that's dumb. A charged rolling shield. That's kind of sick. I can't even. That's kind of sick. But it's like it's like for like I say, like Xeno Saga had to die so Xenoblade could live, and it's like. Knowing that I had this conversation with denizens of the internet and understanding this point is that people talking about when that Xenogears, the answer is never, because Square don't care. Like Xenogears ain't making no money. I'm like, but then when the things like Saga can like get sequels and stuff like that, then it's very possible that maybe Xenogears could make that comeback. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't want to sit up here and say that Xenogears isn't like a product of its time or anything like that, because the game still stands up very well. Because I did a replay of it like a couple of years ago. The game still stands up well. It ain't like other RPGs that I love that age horribly and poorly because thereof. Oh no. X wins. Because I'm assuming it's the best 2 out of 3. Yep, I'm telling you the best 2 out of 3. Okay. Damn, Cloud. Damn. Oh, that's sick. That's it. I can't even try. Damn. Yeah, this is, I think this is the part where I talk about how I was supposed to review the game over a decade ago. Still ain't done it in Meteorite. That's it. I'm like, yeah, I need to review Final Fantasy Dissidia. Why I have not done that, I don't know. Since I was supposed to review it once I finished the game, even though it took me 3 memory cards to do. But you know, that's another subject. But I don't know, like thinking about like Final Fantasy, like where it is. Like I said, like when I talked about Martin a couple of days ago, I talked about like at a minimum, like what my experiences was with Final Fantasy 15, and it's like if you want to know more about that, I'll leave it there because I don't want to get into like spoiler town about that. But I'm really excited for 7 Remake because who was that? Oh, those chuckles. Oh, those chuckles, that's a special, that kind of shit. But like I said, thing is that, he can combo in a hook shot. That's kind of dumb. Like, I want to say that's kind of dumb. I'm getting distracted, but like, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, look, it's going to be at work, so I'm like, I can't wait. I've also committed that magical part of the thing of not playing Breath of the Wild yet. You know what I'm saying? So I need to get on that too before Breath of the Wild 2 come out. You know what I'm saying? Like get some amiibos and some DLC and things like that. What? Okay, that is kind of dumb, guys. Round 3. So I need to do that. Like, I have not played Link's Awakening on Switch yet either, even though I have the Link amiibo. And actually, speaking of, since we just digging into stuff, that if you guys remember, I got one of these bad boys playing for sitting up here and beating the demo at 3 and beating it in record time, mind you. Because, you know what I'm saying, the game is mostly the same, but I watched the playthrough of the Switch version of Link's Awakening, and I appreciate the things that they added, but they could have done a lot more because knowing what I know about how much that game is relying on for like content from Dompe and building dungeons and stuff like, well, whatever. But the thing is also, I think we're gonna watch this is Omni Slash. Link is done. KO. But the thing is, like I said, I wanted to play the original Game Boy Advance of Link's Awakening DX, but it just felt kind of not right to do in a way of like, I didn't want to be a copycat. Oh, but we can probably watch this. I probably need this. Fill your card meter by taking damage. And continue to receive damage by leveling up your card. Okay. Press the button. Each card has its own effect on the characters. Okay, that's kind of dumb. That was kind of dumb. Bubs just come in and blow bubbles. I like kind of sick. I can't get that. Make it rain. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out who Ray he called out there. I can't even tell. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna pause it this time. Okay, I know what it is. That's Hawkeye. But it's what it is. I'll leave it to it. What we got? couldn't quite tell who that was. Okay, Gallon. Okay, well, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, I couldn't quite tell who that was though. But man, I'm just like, yo. All in. Okay, well, yeah, you know that. Yeah, you call that. I know who that guy is, by the way. Oh, Leo. Okay, okay, that's kind of dumb. That was kind of stupid. I like that. This man. We're all made up. Oh my, this game was going crazy as hell. Damn. I prefer greens. What? Okay, a worm though? I'm super done. Chrono versus Soma. Okay. I was like, one of the things that I wanted to do this year was I wanted to get back to the Chrono Trigger check-in. That's something that I did a long time ago. I was experimenting with content at the time, and one of the things I did was I was playing Chrono Trigger because I had bought Chrono Trigger on the virtual console and was like, yo, I should play it, but I don't want to do a normal playthrough. So what I did was I would check in with the game at points that I knew that would make for good content, and sit up here and let the people know what was going on from my point of view if I was Chrono going through this stuff. And one of the things I said that made me really happy was they got my life on replay, Iron Monsters. Yo, just off the dome, not even thinking about it. But yeah, I've been thinking about really wanting to finish that playthrough, quote unquote. It is what it is, and I do want to play Grimoire Souls. I don't even know if it's even out yet. Oh no, Chrono about to do work, and he calling it the FAMO. Oh no, fire! Dang, what? Damn, that was dumb. Oh, we still got another round? Oh, what? That look kind of cool. Yeah, man. I would like to get back into doing the Chrono Trigger checking. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was similar to this playthrough, quote unquote, that I did on Twitter for Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. I would tweet stuff. Ooh, John can't. Come on. But I did say, I would like to get back into I would like to get back into Chrono Trigger. I like to play some Grimoire Souls, speaking of Castlevania, I want to play. I ain't played Castlevania just since the last time I played it on the channel. I would like to. You know what I'm saying? Cause that seems like that would be a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? Just to play some Castlevania Judgment. Cause one of the things that I know I want to do is I would like to beat the Time Lord. Would like to beat the Time Reaper with everybody on the ultimate difficulty. Well, we got some success here. Halo. Yeah. Who's Ravage? Like, what do I say about Master Chief? Like, you know, yeah. You're in chat. What's up to the boy Chad Wild? You know, I don't know, like, yes, the elephant in the room. Yeah, I know I need to finish Super Metroid. I have literally been in the middle of a let's play of a video game for 5 years. So, you know, maybe 2020, maybe before my birthday next year, I will finish Super Metroid. One can hope. And Master Chief is straight dumping right now. This is crazy as hell. Oh, what a shine spark! Oh, that's dumb. And speaking of people, the only other thing I can think of when I'm talking about Halo is shout out to Nicole from Dead or Alive, who is a Spartan herself. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Rachel, who just made it into Dead or Alive 6. I probably need to like watch those trailers because I know some stuff came out, like a new update and everything. Like, I'll get to that this weekend. Oh no. Damn, what? It's like some Paul Robertson shit right here, dude. Damn, no. Is this enough for the kill? It is not enough for the kill. Oh, and laid a power bomb. Wow. That's it. But yeah, I need to definitely finish playing Super Metroid. If nothing else, because you know, again, you don't start. You have to finish the things you start. Because that does remind me of some other things that I wanted to do this year, but I just didn't have the time to fit it in. Well, not even in something to just have the time to fit it in as much as have the space to was necessary and the necessary equipment to do the things that I wanted to do in a way that I would be pleased with the final results. Which is why most things don't have Pocky and Rocky. Man. Bruce. It's work. I kind of want, yeah. Please, Master Chief, you gonna old Master Chief and do his? Damn, what? Oh, this is stupid as hell. Shoot them while they run him over the Warthog, though. And then the Warthog is finna get shot. Oh no! Oh wow, gets dumped on. There's Firebrand or Red Armor. Like I wanted to play Gargoyle's Quest on the channel and just never did. And like, you know, I don't want to embarrass myself playing Demon's Crest. What damn with the tackle. What was I even saying? Like, I forgot what I was even saying. Master Chief takes round 2.
This is Spartan 117.
Yeah, John, we know, buddy. Round 3, let's go to work. Looks like, what could have been? I cannot wait to play this. This stuff looks amazing. King DDD and Tingle. I'm like, I had to think of Tingle's name for a second. Like, I don't believe that just happened. I think that might be because I'm too sweet. Okay, who these cavemen? Well, all the cavemen are gone. But yeah, y'all want to see me play Metroid Other M? Well, I can play that. That move is from Metroid Other M, actually, to take one of the takedowns and stuff. Oh, you said Geno beam? No, oh, that's dumb. Like, I know, I like, yo, Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite games of all time. I know Geno beam when I see it, yo. Was that Shiri the Wanderer? Like, that's what it looked like. Especially with a move called Swap Ride. I thought she had them frozen while she had put the work in. She get the energy sword. Oh no, Sticky Bomb. Shout out to Nicole.
117.
Okay. Now the reverse is limited. Oh, okay. It's like we've been waiting for. Why? I know. Well, you're waiting for it, but I was. What do I have to say about these? Well, you should play Valkyrie Profile on the PSP. And be careful playing it on the PSP. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I need to play Indivisible is what I need to do. Like, I'm still waiting on my physical copy to show up. Because me and Jay both contributed to the Kickstarter, so, you know, we're waiting for our copy to show up. I got Indivisible, just haven't sat down and played it. That's another one of those things I wish I would have done. Oh, here we go. Full bar. Ooh. Right to the heart. Minutes. But yeah, go play some Indivisible. And I'm like, when it comes to Valkyrie, that's more of, you know, more of that, yo, I wish they make a Project Cross Zone 3 for at least, you know what I'm saying, like, put more arcade games on, like, systems, because, like, I wouldn't mind playing The Legend of Valkyrie, you know what I'm saying? Like, one game that I think, one game I suggest you pick up on PS1 is, the, MANIACAL Museum Encore series. I think that's what it's called. Because they have, like, remixes of console games. What the objection? Hold it. What? It did Valkyrie comboed off of it? That's stupid. Yeah, you know, go get Ace Attorney Trilogy on like every system that's out right now, because it's everywhere. Go to work. Yeah, also one of the things I would like to show you guys is like I don't know what 3DS emulation is right now, because I would love to get like a capture case. Like, I would love for like a nice capture solution to come out at this juncture, even though the 3DS is old news. Because here's a funny story. I remember when they had first announced the Switch, and I thought the Switch was going to be like the successor to the 3DS, to where you could put 3DS games in there and then you could play it on like the big screen or something like that. Which I think would be pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and Valkyrie is kicking super butt. I was just waiting. Oh no. Oh, is this gonna make this comeback? Oh, I thought we were gonna see Valkyrie's joint, but nope, she can get it dialed in. Dennis wins. To show you proof of the work. Yep, I got my copy of Valkyrie Profile on Linux. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do. Is that we done here? I think we are done. I'm like, yo, that was a lot of footage. I ain't even gonna lie, no BS. I ain't gonna lie, that was a lot of footage. That was a lot longer than I thought it was, but I did talk a lot like about what led us to this point, so that was a lot of this video too. But little sis, thank you very much for the love. Appreciate you illuminating this darkness. Yo, man, I'm glad we were able to get through all that. I'm like, man, like I said, like that was a trip down memory lane for me. Like for real, like watching all of that and building up to like where that it ended, and it's like, and it's a shame that it ended, but it's like that's a lot of work to do for free. Like I need some water, like real rap. Like I'm gonna be for real. That's a lot of work to do for free. Swear. And it's really that whole thing of I appreciate the passion, but if you can't make money off of it, what are you doing? Because that's the space that I find myself in right now. Is that if I would have had this mentality a decade ago, that at that turning point when I decided, yeah, I'm going to get in front of a camera and talk about Street Fighter 4, trailer should have ended right there. That if I was smart in any way, there was a way that I could have made what I do now work back in 2009. Now that I really think about it, because when I think about it, for real, before we get up out of here, I had Shaky Cam 1.0. In between that and just putting a trailer on the TV or the computer screen and just sitting up here and reacting to it instead of trying to upload it for other people's use. But the still thing is that when I think about that and how, you know, my weird thing with YouTube, the back and forth of you are a partner because, you know, you qualify, but you're not because you have videos old as the damn platform. I need some more water. And all of that is, again, I understand the fervor for wanting to interact with the things you love. But it's been so many projects you've heard about that had so much promise but get shut down because companies got to do what they got to do. And the energy that you waste, and I don't want to say waste, because given what Horan and Archimedes are in their careers, I don't think it was energy wasted. But in that time, that was a different time. Like you literally just been in a time capsule with me from 2007 to about 2009. Because of how much stuff I talked about when it comes to like the historical period. Like one of the things we opened with was a rest in peace shout out to Ruben Key, one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here, like I sat up here and said the word YouTube poop. Like, dude, I was around like when YouTube poop first got started. Like, yo, like that was right before Sparta made it, and like right in between niggas stole my bike. So like you ain't telling me nothing. Like everything was an Adam F remix, you know what I'm saying? With Axel F, I should say. Let me all the video were Axel F remix. Like that was the time of the ringtone rapper. Like literally back then, like you bought ringtones for your telephone, family. Or if you was me and had a phone, you would sit up here and try to record decent version of the Super Mario Brothers thing, so it plays that when you know and I literally recorded that off of a Nintendo. Like, I had a phone that I stupidly bought for way more than it was worth, and that it cost me a lot more to maintain, and, you know, it was stupid. But it was fun that I could sit up here and record my own ringtones and stuff. Like, I remember that, like, yo, I remember that time in history. Like, and just a real quick thing, because this is on my mind, because this is something that came up a couple of days ago. Just like, I don't really like the world we live in now that's trying to sit up here and literally rewrite history. And not a good thing like DuckTales, but a bad thing of forgetting where you come from. Because the adage will always remain true. Those who do not learn their history are doomed to repeat it. So just because you don't like a thing, or just because you disagree with it, if it's a part of your history, and you just have to respect that's what it is. It's like, I'm not saying that we glorify the bad, but we need to remember that we're not perfect people. But anyway, so, you know, just putting it out there. We don't shoot that out. We need to talk about happy things. I'm glad that I've been on this trip for as long as I have. And it's like, it ain't worked out the way that I planned it. But that's why I still get on the mic anyway. Because if it was all about a certain thing, I wouldn't do it. But I know this gives me a way to encapsulate my life and bookend it with video games or that TV show that I watched or whatever it is that I feel. And I really feel that we've been at this at almost an hour, which should be a testament to understand like how important Mugen in general is a part of my growing history of where I was in 2007 to where I am now at the end of 2019, about to be 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, that is almost 13 years. 13. That should say a lot. It should say a lot, man. Is that, let's be for real. I talked about this a while back about longevity in the game, and I named some names. It's people who still out here doing stuff, and that sat up here and took their brand to the next level. Like, I'll just give you a quick example because it's on my mind. You couldn't have told me these two little white boys, half naked, play fighting each other to the Mortal Kombat thing would have like a giant channel doing stuff now. Like I forgot about them when I was talking about like cats in the game for longevity and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still other people who doing a thing, but they doing a thing low key. But when I really think about those people, you know what I'm saying, in general, is that I see what their game is now. Is that if you still like throwback and things like that, and you got you a little audience or whatever, you need to cater just to them. Like, at this juncture, your mainstream a rap probably. Like, unless you do something so viral that you can get on back on top, more likely than not, you need to cater to those people who took you to the dance and dance with them and them alone. That you may not be able to find somebody else to boogie with. And that's kind of what it is that I'm dealing with at this juncture. Not saying that I don't appreciate, like, because I like everybody that coming with me, you know, I know exactly who y'all are. And it's like, and it's a reason why I do. And it's not for any other reason other than, like, y'all the same people who interact with me all day. So we sit around, so it's like, because I have that personal camaraderie with you, we can sit up here and have fun and have a good time with it, instead of it being more about, I need to get more people in there. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple of days, about like what 2020 means and what it is that I'm going to try to do. Because at this juncture, if I'm going to keep doing this, even if it's not for the cake, is that something has to change about the approach. And one of those things is going to have to be getting new equipment. And that's something that I'm looking into and working on and trying to sit up here, because not saying anything bad about my girl Marceline, but it's like when we lost Janine, I lost a powerful tool in my toolbox because of what Janine could do, because of how powerful she was. And it's just because Marcy isn't as powerful, that limits what I can do. So that means that I need to level up my tech. You know what I'm saying? So with a level up of tech means that I can do more things, and that, maybe I can play those dumb, fat, giant Mugen games. Like, I literally, a couple of days ago, watched a new Mortal Kombat Mugen with Lara Croft in it. So, y'all doing stuff. And, good for y'all. There are some other Mugen projects that I would love to take a look at. You know what I'm saying? But, she can't run it and record it at the same time. So, that's just the things we got to grow with and grow into and try to get that work done. So, I don't know. But like I said, strange trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, But I'm glad for the opportunities and the knowledge. And 2020 is going to be a whole lot better than 2019. But that is another video for another time. But look, we have got plenty of more show for you as I put this water down. Plenty of more show for you. Me, indeed I am Mr. Pop That Thing, the one and the only triple, the G.O.D, a.k.a. Mr. C-R-A-C-K-C-O-C-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. Booyah! Woo! And of course, I am the baddest monster in existence, and don't you ever forget it. My six is always held down by Squish Murder and the squad. May they be praised. The congregation, you know what it is. And of course, the Lady of Rage, and we talked about her earlier. R.I.P. my girl in heaven. Janine, holding us down, always watching over us to make sure we putting out the best crack cocaine. And of course, you got the crew still down on here on Earth. Betsy the OG. You got Miss Marcy. Oh, you got Miss Marcy over here holding down the ones, the twos, the threes, and the fourth. And of course, I can't forget about Magdalene. You know what I'm saying? Always putting in that work for us. You know what I'm saying? Holding down the fort with the buttons that need to be pushed that make this show happen. Yo, at this junction, we've been in there for an hour, and if you made it to the end of this, more likely than not, you've already done probably the first two things. That's subscribe and hit that bell. So, you know what I'm saying? If you made it to the end and you ain't done either one of those two things, do that. Know when we putting out that work and be subscribed, you know what I'm saying, to help build those numbers up. On top of that, if you liked it, do this. If you didn't, do that. And down below, leave a comment in the box below to do that. And yo, speaking of boxes below, right below me, is ways you can get at me on social media in my various spots. And of course, if you want to support this show with your cash money, you can do so via the PayPal link below, or you can join my main man Ryan, by my partner in Hentai, and of course my boy Young Money Back. My boy Drew was really good, famo, holding me down on the Patreon tip. And again, more about that 2020 work, and we'll talk about, man, how we gonna actually, try to get that Patreon a little bit more active and trying to get y'all a lot more involved in the creative process and what makes this happen. But seriously, yo, I am so glad to have the opportunity on this episode of Never Say Die, the mixtape, to have this trip down memory lane, to really watch those videos and really put myself in the mind of where it was that I was and where I am and where I floated in between that time of when I started to where we are right now as this video is being produced. So I appreciate that, and am thankful every day for the opportunity to breathe so that I have the opportunity to look back at my triumphs and my failures, to mix them both together so that I stay winning crimping. Because we never losing around here. Double it up. We stay winning! Indeed we do. But seriously, yo, we have got plenty of more show for you. And I mean it. We've got plenty of more show. And we've got it for you. Bang! Right after these commercial messages. Oh boy, that hiccup. That hiccup. Man, yo, that evil laugh is the business. But you gotta do what you gotta do to bring in the work. But seriously, plenty of more show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.